All right, let's dive into the fascinating world of Wardley mapping. We're connecting it to a concept that sounds like it's straight out of Wonderland, the Red Queen effect.
And much like things pulled from Wonderland, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's this idea that you have to run just to stay in the same place.
Mm.
But before you think we've gone completely bonkers, let's talk about where this idea comes from, and more importantly, how it applies to you, especially since you're interested in using Wardley maps for business.
Right. The Red Queen effect actually comes from evolutionary biology.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a biologist named Lee Van Valen
Okay.
observing how species adapt and evolve.
Huh.
And that work led him to coin the term Red Queen effect. And it all goes back to Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass.
Oh, yeah.
You probably remember the Red Queen telling Alice, "It takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place."
Yes.
And Van Valen realized that this whimsical line actually reflects a pretty intense reality.
Wow.
Think about cheetahs and gazelles. If cheetahs evolve to be faster to catch prey, gazelles have to match that speed just to survive.
Right.
It's a constant arms race just for survival.
Yeah.
No time to rest.
And isn't that what the business world feels like sometimes? You're not just striving for success, you're fighting to avoid being overtaken by competitors, by new technologies, by customer changing demands.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's stuck in this crazy game of Red Queen chess. So everyone is sprinting just to keep up.
Yeah.
But how do we even begin to navigate this? That's where I'm guessing Wardley maps come in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Imagine a tool that lets you visualize your business. Okay. Spot potential disruptions before they become existential threats.
Right.
And pinpoint opportunities for innovation. That's the power of a Wardley map.
So walk me through this. How does one map their business? We can't just pull out a compass and start charting.
Well, you're right. It's not a physical map, but the principles are similar.
Okay.
You're mapping out your business ecosystem.
Okay.
But instead of mountains and rivers, we're talking about your core activities, their dependencies, and how these all relate to market forces.
Okay. Let's break that down. What kind of activities are we talking about?
It could be anything that's essential to your business.
Okay.
For a software company, it might be developing code, managing servers, marketing the product.
Right.
For a manufacturer, it could be sourcing raw materials,
Okay.
running production lines,
Right.
managing logistics.
Okay, got it. So we're mapping out what we do.
Yeah.
Then there's this other layer, the dependencies. What's that all about?
Dependencies are the things you need to carry out those activities.
Okay.
For instance, to develop software, you need skilled developers, the right tools, maybe even specific data sets.
Okay.
Each activity will have its own dependencies.
And this is where those market forces come into play, right? The things that can completely shake things up.
Exactly. They're the external factors that influence your business, but are largely out of your control.
Okay.
Things like technological advancements, shifts in customer behavior, new regulations, even geopolitical events.
So it's like plotting your business on a map, but with shifting tectonic plates. You could have everything perfectly aligned, but one tremor throws everything off balance.
And that's why we use Wardley maps. They help us visualize those potential tremors, understand their impact, and adapt our strategies accordingly. Remember those gazelles?
Yeah.
Survival depends on quickly anticipating and reacting to the cheetah's movements.
Right.
A Wardley map helps businesses do the same in their competitive landscape.
So by now, it's pretty clear that the business world, it's not exactly predictable.
Definitely not.
It's more like we're navigating this constantly shifting landscape, always on the lookout for that next big change.
Exactly. And that brings us to agility in a Red Queen environment. It's not enough to just react to changes.
Right.
You have to anticipate them, stay ahead of the curve, be prepared to pivot fast.
Okay, so we talked about Wardley maps to visualize the landscape, identify disruptions, but how do we translate that into action? How do we build a truly agile organization?
Well, one crucial aspect is fostering a culture of experimentation,
Okay.
moving away from that fear of failure,
Right.
embracing the idea that not every experiment is going to be a home run.
Because even those experiments that don't quite work out,
Yeah,
they can still teach you something.
absolutely.
Or even spark a whole new direction.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think of it like the lean startup methodology, but applied to your whole business strategy.
Okay.
Testing assumptions, gathering data, iterating, and not being afraid to abandon things if they're not working.
And I imagine leadership plays a huge role in creating that kind of environment.
Huge. It's about ambidextrous leadership.
Ambidextrous leadership.
Yeah. Balancing the need for stability, efficiency, with the need for exploration, innovation.
So it's like you're keeping the day-to-day running, but you're also looking ahead,
Exactly.
scanning for threats and for opportunities.
Exactly. Constantly asking, where do we need to invest resources today to be competitive tomorrow?
Right.
What are the weak signals that might mean customer needs are changing or a new technology is coming?
And it's a lot.
It is, and that's why having a clear vision
Yeah.
and strong values is crucial. You have to know what your company stands for, where you're headed,
Okay.
and use those principles to guide your decisions when everything's changing around you.
So to wrap things up, I think the biggest takeaway here is that the business world, it's like that Red Queen's race.
It really is.
You got to keep running just to stay in the game.
Yeah, but with the right tools and the right mindset, you can do more than just keep up. You can thrive.
I like that a lot. So to our listener who's ready to take on the Red Queen, think about your own industry.
Yeah, what are those forces at play? Where are the opportunities for innovation?
Start mapping out your own business ecosystem, embrace agility, and never stop running. Who knows, you might actually find yourself enjoying the race.